何が起こってるんだ。あの巨人だ。くそ、まるで嵐だな。ついでに敵まで出てきやがったぜ。
Hello, Daniel Bloodworth here. I've got a massive Evil Within fan and a massive open world fan to talk about Ghostwire Tokyo, which is coming out soon.
Boy, open world was not something I was really thinking of or really assuming too much. I get excited whenever I see like a shot of a city in any sort of debut trailer.
Right.
But like...
Yeah, open world Tokyo, essentially,
Shops,
yeah.
Jones.
Whoa.
Shops.
Whoa.
Love shops. Open world shopping is one of my favorite things. I just love it.
Yeah, so I got to see, I didn't get hands-on, unfortunately, which I think would help so much.
Sure.
Because even after watching 20, 30 minutes of this game, I'm still not sure I get how the combat works. But Kenji Kimura, the current director, kind of gave an intro, and then we watched a good chunk of gameplay.
Nice.
Right towards the beginning of the game, but they kind of they think they skipped over the opening cutscene. So the event of what happened and stuff I didn't actually get to see.
Okay.
Spoilers.
But essentially, the lay of the land is your character named Akito, and you've been fused with another character named KK, who is a ghost hunter who got killed or became a spirit some other way.
Whoa.
Sweet.
And
Hitchhiker.
So he's...
Yeah, Shadow of Mordor.
Right, right.
Calabrimbo.
Fuse.
Yeah,
Dude,
you're
SMT5,
the guy
let's
that
go.
has no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
But he's telling you what to do and teaching you how the spirit
He
world
needs a
works.
vessel.
Nice.
Whoa.
And the villain, the guy with the horn mask, his name is Hania, and he's just got this whole I don't know exactly what his deal is, but he's got his whole master plan, and he's unleashed this fog across the city. And the fog is what's turned people into spirits.
So this isn't, because the trailer definitely played up everyone's gone. There's just shoes and subways.
Right.
So there was that initial vanishing, and then the smoke came after that, or that's
the smoke is what caused them to vanish.
Cause everybody to disappear.
Yeah.
So this isn't oh, this is just a nightmare of Tokyo. This is Tokyo right now.
Yeah.
CNN is yo, Tokyo's freaking out right now.
Don't go in that fog.
Okay.
Yeah, and because the people have disappeared, then the yokai and other kinds of things have come out. And so one part that you'll see is there's a cat yokai who has shown up and it's taken over the convenience store.
Yeah.
And so you go into the convenience store and then
jolly.
buy the
was,
stuff from the
floating.
yokai. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just floating up the cash register.
Blood, what really stuck out to me, what I really liked were because obviously you're fighting these crazy demonic creatures, whatever.
Yeah, they're called the visitors.
The visitors are really freaky, really cool. But I actually liked the slower moments when we were seeing spirits of everyday citizens.
Yeah.
We go through a hospital and there was a guy just pacing up and down, or these kids crossing the street, going to school. It was unsettling, but then it also was oh, maybe there's some really cool emotional beats here where you're learning about people that aren't coming back all crazy.
There are individual stories that you come across along the way. So sort of the open world loop, essentially, is there are shrines around the city, the gates and things like that. And so you go to the shrines and you kind of clear an area of fog.
Nice.
And then you also have these little paper... they look like kind of paper birds or paper doll kind of things called Katashiro.
Ah.
And the Katashiro can absorb the spirits, so the victims essentially. And this guy KK, he's part of this ghost hunter group.
Nice.
And so he's worked with these other people. So you have these allies to turn to that you're going to meet along the way.
Oh, cool.
And so one of them
Resistance.
has set up these devices in the phone booths. And so you punch a code into the phone booth and pop it open, and then you put the Katashiro up to the device, and then the device sucks the spirits out and into outside of the city to where I guess they're going to restore
get
them somehow.
smart or something. It's because there was it was a little off-putting when we saw the second trailer, and it seemed a little more colorful and kind of hokey and really in your face in just ways I was not expecting. But that's where my expectations are now is there are a lot of really weird characters and stuff. But some comedy, some fun personalities, like
More
and-
action
and
adventure than horror. I'd
these
say.
friends that are in this organization. So did they know the person that the main character fused with? Is
it's
it like, oh, my old hunter buddy?
I think
Good to
I
see
think
you
they know
again,
they
like-
know KK.
Okay.
I think that Hanya, the villain, I think they're aware of.
Probably
So here's
used to be a hunter and then
probably
split
knows,
off,
yeah.
and then, yeah.
So here's a quote I wrote down. KK described himself. He was one of this country's guard dogs, but he ran with a pack of strays.
Yeah, yeah.
So anime,
Yeah.
love it. Yep, I'm here for it.
I think we probably, from the B-roll, we probably got a better sense of combat in a way than I necessarily did with just seeing the initial demo. But so it looks like as you go through the game, you pick up like different elemental powers. There's like fire and wind and water, and I think there's probably just like a standard, just this plain yellow one. I'm not sure, where you do kind of like the finger gun things, and then I think like the Ghostwire itself is probably like your main thing. They're like these threads, and so once you weaken an enemy enough, then like you can like throw the thread and like pull the core out of them. And I'm not sure if that like replenishes your magic.
Yeah, it looked
seems
like it was
yeah.
replenishing the magic.
You can also do like stealth attacks
Nice.
and just like one shot pull a core out of an enemy
Perfect,
from behind.
perfect.
Yeah.
Because it looked like some of this stuff was like maybe arena based. It looked like that's why I got a little nervous.
Like
because it
Devil
was
May
like,
Cry
oh
style.
no, is it like we go to a spot, they block off that block?
There's a little bit
I
of it.
fight
There's a
some
bigger
stuff, and then
shrine
we
where
move on.
where you do have to like defeat all the enemies before you can purify the shrine.
Because it would be fun. I mean, hey, you said Evil Within, not me. I really dug Evil Within 2, where like I'd be like, okay, I gotta go east, but I'm looking north and like, maybe I want to go clear out
want
that
that.
intersection
Yeah.
because it looked like some cool stuff's going on over there.
Yep.
Right.
So that open world struggle between, the classic, like, well, point A to point B, but there's this cool thing I
Absolutely.
found along the way.
Yeah, the
Totally.
fireball spell was at one of the bigger shrines.
It
Cool.
looks-
So like,
yeah.
so when you say stealth,
So
that makes me
sick.
excited because that would be easy to do. Tsushima or whatever, where it's like, okay, well, this isn't going to be some huge fight. I can just stealth grab this
Yeah.
guy as long as I'm just roaming around.
Yeah. That's always one of my favorite things in games too, Jones, is that combination. When you go into stealth,
Yeah.
maybe take one or two out, and
Right.
then they see you, and it's like, oh shit,
Oh, well,
okay,
yeah.
chaos. Yeah, love that. Yo, can
Oh.
we circle back to the fireball though? It looks
Yeah.
every time they did it, it's just like this awesome, like Naruto,
Yeah, the
Dragon
hand
Ball
motions.
vibes.
Yeah.
They're doing this, blasting this fireball. It looks so awesome. The action is so flashy.
Yeah.
I'm slightly concerned that just from what I saw, I who am I to say? But just from the little bit I saw, the only
Like, how does it feel?
how does
Yeah.
it feel?
Yeah.
And is it the same tactics for every fight? Like they were fighting small and even a big enemy, and they would just like throw the AoE down, do the fireball. It looked like the same,
yeah.
repeating the same kind of moves over and over again.
Right.
That was one
And I
of my
also
concerns.
haven't seen
But
a lot of enemies yet. So we've seen the guys with like no face. They have a head, but they have no face, and then they're using the umbrella.
so cool.
And then they've got the suit with like the long tie and everything. And then there's kind of like the schoolgirl type of enemy who they don't even have heads. You're just like looking like
Yeah.
down the hole in the neck of the blouse or whatever. Also with the story, like Akito, he's looking for his sister.
Nice.
So
Bonds.
you're not just trying
Heck
to take
yeah.
down the villain, you're trying to find his sister as well.
Perfect. Good motivation.
Yeah. There's times when you have to kind of purify things with like almost like Okami, where like you're doing like these kind of like hand motions, like tracing symbols on the screen. There was one where they had put like a barrier around the apartment building.
Wait, for the tracing, was that like actually like you had to?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, you have to do
That's
like a
cool.
circle.
Because
and
I
then
wonder,
stuff,
Awesome,
yeah.
I don't know if you saw the Magicians, the show.
Oh,
but, like,
yeah.
there's a lot of
Love it.
there's
Yeah.
a lot of like what
Magicians.
looks like sign language, just like really specific movements. And so when I was watching, that first gameplay trailer, I was like, whoa, did a button press just do this, or is there like a little combo going on here? Yeah, how does it feel? Is like a big question still.
But anyway, so there's this part where like you're in this apartment building, and you had to get out and clear it or purge it or something, because if not, like the barrier or whatever, there's gonna like crush the building. So like you're actually like on a time limit.
Yeah.
But because of like all the spiritual energy or whatever, it was like very evil within, to where like you would walk into like go through a door and you wouldn't know what you're looking at. So like they'd open a door and they're like looking down
Whoa.
at like a toilet.
Awesome.
And then go into another room and there'd be like this furniture floating all over the place that you have to use as platforms.
Love that stuff. Yes, Bloodworth,
and
yes.
and like the apartments was super detailed. Like you see like the rows of
Yeah.
manga.
The environments look so good.
Yeah, and movies and stuff like that. So there's a lot of cool stuff there. One of the things, there's the bow, of course, in combat.
That was a nice.
Which
I
I'm
didn't
still
know there
not
was
sure
gonna be a
like
bow.
what the advantage of the bow is,
cool.
but you get it pretty early.
Well, it's the same thing with stealth.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice to if you just see one target by himself, or maybe like MMO style, if you can maybe aggro something away out of a group, you know, just piss it off.
For sure, probably really stealthy.
Like a
the
rock
bow.
in a stealth game, just like, hey,
Yeah.
Maybe it has a longer range. Maybe the spells can only like go kind
Because
of
every
medium
spell
distance.
was really loud. Like
Sure.
this game feels like there's not going to be a lot of silence. It's just like,
or like the old like arrow into the boot. You know, like maybe
Yeah.
you can pin an enemy. Like you stay there for
Oh,
3
yeah.
seconds, so I
Right.
can do a thing to this guy, and then.
or like smoke bombs or
I
something.
do think that you need like to pick up arrows. So I think I saw a couple of times where like they're grabbing little quivers of arrows along the way.
Maybe a puzzle thing too. Like you have to like hit it to open
Yeah.
a door or something somewhere.
And then another thing I saw that was really cool is there's like a tengu flying above.
Oh.
There's one like quick shot in the B-roll, and they used the Ghostwire to like grapple
Yeah.
the tengu and zip themselves up to the
That was
rooftop.
going to be my next question.
Love the grapple look.
How am I
It looks
getting
awesome.
around in this
Yeah.
world? Can we fast travel through?
Yeah.
Or
So I
yeah.
think there's going to be different things with the threads. You can probably fast travel to the shrines, I would guess. I feel like
That would
even on
make sense.
the map, like they're like use them as fast travel points.
Maybe get one of those umbrellas. Float around.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins style.
exactly.
But yeah, I thought the tengu grapple thing was pretty neat. Because then it's like you just know, like you keep an eye out. It's like, oh, like there's some place I can get up to, you know.
Yeah.
And there was like a shrine up on that rooftop, so it's another spot to clear. And then as we were talking about with some of the spirits, there's this old woman spirit who she wouldn't leave because there was like a yokai or something called a spirit called a Zashiki Warashi.
Oh, what?
And it's like the
Well done.
little girl with like hair over her face.
Ah, no.
Great.
Yeah.
No.
But
Ring.
it's like a lucky spirit. Apparently.
No, it's not. Don't believe their lies.
That's bait.
But apparently the specter of the landlord had like taken her, and so like you have to purge the landlord and then reunite them, and then
Wow.
Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be any like horrible stories deep within the,
Oh, yeah.
Persona style, or like,
Oh,
no, you gotta go into people's hearts and find out their
Brutal.
evil intent.
But yeah, so I don't know. I have a whole lot more to say, but it's very interesting. I just feel like I need to get into it.
Need to feel
Well,
like
I don't wanna
combat.
kick-
feel like
I don't wanna kick this poor
a
cat.
little half hour. I don't know.
Out of his new market job, it's like I hope the idea is that you're fixing Tokyo. It's like no, we kind of. The rift has been opened. It's Tokyo can't go back. This is just
Yeah.
kind of this where we're at now.
There's Tanuki as well that it turned from a statue into like a real Tanuki.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Which you don't see very often. Yeah, it's neat. I just hope I think for me, Huber, the one thing I still want to be scared a little bit. Like that
Sure,
first
yeah.
teaser was spooky, and it was neat to see like the red shrines, like those the kind of like the hallway that they showed,
yeah.
like that all is all lining up now. And the one thing in gameplay that I still did see that is spooky is like these things rush you. Like
Yeah,
so there
they're
were some
freakos.
things with spooky looking faces that like it would do a rush attack and then it would be 10 feet away and now it's right up in your face. So I'm like, all right, that's startling.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
you
more
can, like-
startling than scary. It looks
Sure.
like.
Yeah, they were showing you could read the minds of like different animals as too.
Oh, you can pet the dog.
Yeah, they were.
saw that.
Yeah, but that's the
and
thing.
cats.
When they pet the
Yes.
animals, there was also
Yes.
like a read mind
Oh.
prompt right there. They didn't do it, but they, you could see it.
yeah,
Damn.
the tease.
Yeah, I
So-
love that.
Very, very curious. So it's going to be an interesting world, like blending like that ancient kind of like Okami, Japanese folklore with a modern world.
It's super unique looking. Just everything about this game. It's
Yeah.
like maybe not doing things that have never been done. Like we've seen like spell-based first-person combat before, but just everything about this game feels like so Tango, so its own thing. And like even the setting, we've seen like Japanese horror. It's like pulling from a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just the way it's all fusing
Still
together.
super modern, Persona vibes kind of. And I just wonder if it's like going to be tough, because like
Right.
it looks pretty frenetic. Like it looks like there's a lot of all 360
Yeah.
degrees all the way around you, stuff
For
above
sure.
you, that's like flying enemies and
call.
like a lot of like Arkham style combat where you're just like, wait, okay, that dude's got the shield. Who am I going to deal with
Call,
first?
Jones, yeah.
So I wonder if there's
and some of the
I hope-
combat they were switching between spells really quickly as
Yeah.
well.
So I wonder if
yeah.
there's gonna be some kind of like Devil May Cry tower action or some DLC later where it's like, like Spider-Man. It's like if you want this game to get real tough,
Yeah.
you can go into this one area and crank or do the hard mode or whatever.
Yeah.
Because yeah,
Because Evil Within, those hard modes are like notorious.
sure,
Like one hit, you're dead. So impossible.
yeah.
So
Like not full Doom, like
Yeah.
Doom, Eternal, like not that vibe, but like see, a little bit of platforming kind of vibe, like you were saying, some
Yeah.
string grabbing and stuff. So like, I wonder if there's gonna be just a little bit of like, oof, if you really want to crank this to 10, you can go for it.
I love that.
But I just hope it's a little spooky.
Yeah,
We'll see.
And I just hope that like the loops don't feel too repetitive.
Yep.
The
That's my
clearing
only concern.
shrines, I don't want to
Only concern.
feel
Yeah.
too samey, and I want to know how it feels. I want
Yeah.
to know how that feels to actually control.
Just if there's
We'll
still
see.
time left, Ghostwire team, play Mafia 3. Don't do that. That's the low. That's as low as you want to set that bar in terms of how repetitive your open world is. You want to shoot for above that.
Deep cut.